Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video I'll be discussing my thoughts on episode 8 of the anime series Shokugeki no Soma Sen no Sara Toutsuki Ressha-hen, the second half of season 3 of Shokugeki no Soma, the Toutsuki train arc as it were. And there's really not a whole hell of a lot to say about this episode. I mean, pretty much everything was primed up and built up in the previous to be explored in this episode as sort of the outcome, you know, the whole aspect of having pit Joichiro, Soma, and, you know, Erina against Dojima and Takumi and Megumi and everything like that, the whole purpose of which was really to push them to learn how to improvise on the fly, read what the leader of their respective trio was, you know, going for in the dish they were meant to produce, and getting them used to working together as a group, you know, sort of having a simpatico of mind in the preparation of these dishes. That was all of what this was about, you know, as Arina's grandfather had proportioned it out, with his setting these, you know, two groups together and then against each other the way he did. And I think for me the most satisfying part of the episode was the way in which Azami gets the Elite 10 together and they all have this clandestine meeting, you know, after all of this is said and done, basically outlining how this team Shokugeki is meant to go down and what the stakes are, and everyone who has thus far been ousted, you know, all of the rebelistic groups and everything like that, as we saw in the previous episode, and just, he's laying it down. He's flexing his nuts in front of everyone, all of our rebelistic characters, to say, this is what is in jeopardy. This is what is overhanging you. You know, you have all of the Elite 10 coming and standing toe-to-toe with our rebelistic characters, and it's kind of like a psych out. They're trying to psych out our main characters, but they're not having it. They're, you know, they're steadfast and strong in their stoicism, in their belief in themselves, in their belief in each other, you know, that simpatico of mind, as I say. They've gained confidence by being together, by working as a uniform group. Whereas you have the Elite 10, it's supposed to, you know, be uniformity and conformity and all these different things, but most people are in it to win it for whatever their own selfish gains are, you know, that kind of thing, their selfish perspectives. And so to see that come on screen, you know, in a clash as a sort of precursor to the Shokugeki match to come, it was just really satisfying to me. But again, the tipping of the hat was Arina's sort of character arc in this episode. The way in which she's taken to task verbally by Azami, he basically threatens her, you're going to be on our side. You're going to go up against your pseudo-friends that you've made and gotten so close in, you know, connectivity with. And there was some discussion between Joichiro and Arina's grandfather and everything like that, talking about that at some point she needs to make a stand against him. She needs to be sort of selfish and make a choice of her own accord for herself, for what she wants. And it's interesting how Azami's line, before she actually has that turn where she embraces that notion, He calls her being selfish for the way that she, like, ran away and she's been staying with the Polar Star people, all the rebels and everything like that. And, you know, he believes that his strong-arming her is going to make her come back to him and whatever. And really all that does is it's more serviceable to pushing her away, keeping her, you know, the nth degree, arm's length away. And this is what really formulates in her mind her, you know, courage to stand up to him, to face up to him and say, well, look, if that's the way it is, if because I'm part of the Elite 10, that, you know, the rules and regulations, the way it all plays out is I'd have to be part of this, well then I completely take away. I admonish my being any part of the Elite 10. I am now and forevermore just the Toutsuki Academy student, Arina, you know, and forget it. Forget any ties. This is where my group is. This is where I'm laying my homestead. You know, this is where I'm laying my roots. With these rebels, I am on their side, and I'm going against you, Father. You know, like it or not, this is the can of worms you opened, and now I finally found myself. And I really actually love that. You know, so much of these last couple of episodes has been about Arina's education along those lines, you know, molding and shaping her direction, her directives in you know, finding that courage to actually say what she wants, what she most feels, what she wants to embrace, and then the act of actually doing it. You know, she's been pushed to do so, and not in any way like her father Azami would have pushed her, you know, pushing her toward things she didn't want to have involvement with or didn't have a passion for. Here she has gotten in touch with her passion, and she's gained the mutual respect of everyone involved, including, of course, Joichiro, her much esteemed sort of mentor, you know, in a sense. and Soma as well. I love how they're still sort of bickering because she's like, well, I'm the queen of this brigade. You know, who are you to be talking back to me when Soma's questioning, wait a minute, why are you the leader? You know, that kind of thing. I love the rapport and the characterization and you know, the sort of charisma between the characters, the interactivity between them, because you know, even when they're being playful, sort of pseudo tsundere and everything like that, that they really care and have compassion for each other. They've all gained each other's respect at this point. And they realize when they pull out those like school IDs, they almost look like passports, you know, from all of the rebel group that has thus far lost, but then putting them all together for Arena to hold on their side, as well as the way Azami had for the Elite 10's side, you know, saying that this is everything that is at risk right now. You know, even Joichiro reminding us that his restaurant, Yukayura, would be up for grabs if they lost and such like that. And what on the opposite side of the coin that would mean for Azami and Central, that they would lose their clout in the ruling, the overruling of Toutsuki Academy and everything, and they could oust Azami and bring everyone back if our rebels win and such like that. It's just a high-stakes game, and I said there wasn't a hell of a lot to say about it, just sort of recapping most of the elements that I found the most satisfying to watch and compelling and interesting to watch, that kind of thing. But yeah, so we're now poised to the next episode. I can't wait to see how this all rounds down as we get to the last stretch of episodes for this particular season. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below if you found the episode entertaining, found it interesting, how it's translating from the source material, the manga, and everything like that. If you're familiar with that, which I am not, so please do not post any spoilers, but anything to be conversational about if you so desire. I always love having that conversation. It's what this is all about, doing these videos. And so yeah, until the next one, otherwise it'll be pretty much it for me on this one. If this video finds you well, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.